We all work in the mental health field, and we're all either coordinators, nurses, of people that some of us even struggle with our own mental illness. And
so you're professionals?
Yes.
Okay.
There's not enough resources to help individuals that have mental illness.
There's tons of homeless or mentally ill people in our town that just sit in the ERs for days because there's nowhere to put them. They're not in placement, they're just there for days, and then they end up getting released and come back to us saying, you know, there's nowhere for me to go, so outpatient therapy or medicine's the only route to go. It's just really sad.
A lot of lack of support. Being in Iowa, you would think I was told Iowa's like the lowest on the chart of support and education on anything with mental health, so it's sad to live in a state that we don't even represent anything with mental health, and if we do, it's not enough.
What happens to these people if they don't get adequate care?
They either live on the streets or they just continue living their lives in chronic mental illness, and it doesn't affect just one person, it affects the society as a whole. Like, there's so much that we can do, but we know that there's so much to do.
We tend to be the only support that they have.
Rural Iowa.
Yeah.
Right.
Rural Iowa, and you're seeing these issues in rural?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah. I wasn't even educated myself when I was younger growing up, and now that I work in the field, it's incredibly shocking to me that we've lived in here so long and none of us were even educated growing up. I know I wasn't. It's a hard thing to grasp that we lived in a society for this long and people have struggled for years and years and years, and no one's...
The people you see at, checking you out at the store every week when you go grocery shopping, or teachers, or, daycare providers, just people you see every single day, all throughout the week. You would never know that they're struggling, and it's just awful that we don't offer more care in Iowa for people that are struggling.
You see any of these folks end up in jail?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
And that's the wrong place for them to be, honestly.
The stabilization key is the hardest thing to
And
find.
that's the thing. That's the key.
Everything's being closed, or residential care facilities.
And unfortunately, there are some people that just go into nursing homes, and that's not the best
That's not
fit
the best
for
place
that
for them.
person.
Or other
And it
people
affects-
surrounding them even.
Yes.
So
Could we keep more people out of prison and cost less money if they had adequate health care?
Oh yeah. If they were getting the medications and the care that they needed, oh for sure.
And follow-up care.
People who have been court-ordered, that are court-ordered for mental health, they don't show up, they're non-compliant, and their court order gets dropped. I believe that's not something that should happen.
Right.
I feel
No,
like
exactly.
they should be inpatient, but then where are they going to go?
Right.
So they
You
just drop the court order because they're not compliant, and there's
very
sick,
true.
mentally ill people.
Judges
It's
need
just
to be
ridiculous.
educated.
Drop
And
the
there's
court
a lot
order
of
because
home-
they're not compliant because they don't have the facilities to treat them.
Yep.
Right.
someone running our state of Iowa, like Branstad, it scares me that he doesn't have the education that he needs. The education goes so far, and I can say that I do not struggle with my own mental illness, but I have best friends that struggle with mental illness, family members that struggle, and knowing that they don't have the support and understanding from even our main support supposed to come from Iowa, that he doesn't have a true understanding of mental health, and he just kind of washes it away like it's nothing.
Even other professions like law enforcement,
Yes.
fire, educators, could they use education in just some
absolutely.
basics?
Definitely.
How to
All of
deal
them.
with, how to...
Definitely.
But then they lack in resources also. Iowa won't fund that extra support to have a class or have an in-service or have something for police officers, like people that need to be educated in our town. We have lack of resources even to educate people that want to be educated. We can only be around Carroll or around our county so much to educate as much as we can. Yes, we have improved an immense amount with our program, but we're only a certain amount of number of people that we can educate. So I just hope this huge walk will send a message and goes to the right person.
Yeah.
Beautiful.